Manu's not looking forward to it, but I certainly am. Oh, what is that? Dude, I don't know what that was. It looked like a Pokemon. This is the land of the Hindus. This is, for all intensive purposes, an ancient rock-cut gufa. And there's remnants. Incredibly eroded, but remnants.
Still.
The chili is, in fact, having quite a...
After.
I wouldn't want to fuck with you on your worst day, I'll tell you that much. So bring yourself a pair of boots. Because if you don't have a pair of boots, you might like hurt your ankle. And then you've got to go to the hospital. Some Gori's going to pop up out of the bush. He might ask me for he might ask me for a piece of my flesh. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's Fozzie here. So it's final day in Pune. It's been a beautiful time. It's been an exceptional time. I've had a bit of a time to have a break, a bit of a time to do a bit of video editing and see a few cool places in the same time frame, which has been excellent. But this morning we are off to Sinhagad Fort. Now, Sinhagad Fort has a lot of history behind it, a lot of battles taken and recaptured, captured, taken and recaptured, has gone on at this particular site for many, many years. So we're going to go check that out this morning. It's going to be a bit of a long drive. We're taking the scooty, which is fantastic. Manu's not looking forward to it, but I certainly am. And yeah, it's going to be about a 1 hour and 22-minute journey somewhere there. So stay with us as we make our way to the Sinhagad Fort. Dude, this tunnel, hey look, it's garbage, just like this vlog. Unless you like this vlog, and if you like this vlog, you got to give me a follow and a subscribe and share it with people. Otherwise I'll end up like this garbage truck. So just pulling over real quick, guys. Sorry, I'm just crossing the highway. So this is the Kadakswala Dam. Now this is the major water source for all the residents in Pune and the major Pune metropolitan districts. So this dam, I don't even know what its sizing is. I'll put it down here in the video of how much water it actually contains. I'm not too sure. Manu just said quickly, we're gonna pull over and check this place out. So as you can see, there's the dam wall that runs around on the right-hand side and connects all the way outwards. Fantastic. Cool, all right. Moving on and trying not to get hit by oncoming traffic on a highway. We've got a toll pay.
Oh.
What is it? Entry free two-wheeler. So we just had a toll booth and it's 50 rupees for 2 people on a scooty, but they're not accepting cash. So if you're a foreigner that comes, you're gonna need to come with someone that has a UPI on their phone. But if their phone's not working for whatever reason, they'll just let you in for free. They obviously know that foreigners don't have UPI, so yeah. So it's quite an adventurous route. And if you are planning on taking a motorcycle or a scooty, just be careful because there's a lot of sharp turns and a lot of bushland, a lot of foliage that could make someone unfortunately have an accident with an oncoming vehicle. So just be extra careful when you come up to this place. If you happen to take a two-wheeler, is what I would recommend. Oh, what is that? Dude, I don't know what that was. It looked like a Pokemon. You guys might be able to see there's a massive boulder up on top of the hill line. There's a flag, a Hindu flag that's planted into it. I guess to give that idea that this is the land of the Hindus. Whoa. Where would you rather be? Like, this is real India, guys. This is real Bharat. All right, so we finally made it at the Sinhagad Fort. Now, according to the history, this site is actually 2,000 years old, and it's gone under rule over many, many dynasties, in fact, with obviously the recent being the Marathas recapturing the site from Aurangzeb and his Mughal forces. So we're going to get through and check this place. Yeah, it looks massive, and the fort is of course on top, but yeah, we're going to get something to eat. Apparently they've got some amazing pakoras up on this plateau. So we're just coming up to one of these gates leading up to the top section of the fort, and I've just noticed a couple of things that would be seen as part of like the original structure, maybe part of the Maharashtrian Empire or some other empire. But you can see there's obviously a lotus, there's chakras, there's this iconography of particular murti, one of the devtas that's up on the recess, and they're quite old. But then there's something else that I noticed that was quite interesting. And it's these sections that have, from the original site, that have been built into the gate itself, which you would have seen on some of my other footage, is on the pillars at the Jyotirlings. So you'll see this particular design, you'll see this on all the major epithets of Hindu iconography on pillars at places like Trimbakeshwar Jyotirling, Omkareshwar Jyotirling, and things like that. So that's very interesting. So yeah, very, very cool. Now we're heading into some sort of, maybe this was to keep the cannons. So apparently this section, this structure was to keep cannons. But there's a fireplace there. So why would the cannons need to be warmed? Unless they were making cannonballs in this pit, it doesn't seem very, like, this is my hand, it's not, you know, it's not that big to be able to churn out a whole lot of cannonballs at any given time. But I mean, maybe the ASI is right. Maybe this place was for the storage of cannons. So we just came down to this little opening spot at the fort. It's quite a large complex, obviously, but we're here at one of the, what I imagine to be one of the original scouting outposts that's connected obviously to the major fort complex. And I believe the word is chakur, which is for outpost. And as I've said on another video of mine, these chakors were essentially a way for the scouts to look out over their domain, the king's territory, and determine where an enemy is, or if there's anything going wrong in a village or a fire, or things of that nature. Very, very, very beautiful. Very cool. So there's another thing here. I kind of wish, I'm just going to add something. I kind of wish I just took it on camera, but I just told the kid off just before for throwing his plastic bottle into the grass. And I just said, pick up your water bottle. And he did. Now, so there's this, what you would say is like a watering hole, or in some instances, the early creation of a rain harvesting system. Now, I don't know where the water is here. But if you guys can see, now bear in mind, I'm not saying it is and I'm not saying it isn't, because I really don't know. But around the base of the basalt, you can see the downward chisel marks that you see at many of the cave sites across central India. And in fact, many of the cave sites across central India are actually either in and around many forts, these stations of position, these stations of authority and guard and defense. So maybe this was part of the original site. And as I mentioned earlier, this whole complex is 2,000 years old, and it's gone through a bunch of different dynasties, from the same dynasty that's acclaimed to build the Kailasa temple in Ellora, which I think is the Rashtrukya Empire. I'm probably butchering it. I'll put it down here. But yeah, who knows, we might find some more interesting features of this site. But for now, we'll keep making our way up to the top, which we're not that far away from, to be honest with you. It's very pleasant. There's a bit of trash in there, plastic in a no plastic zone. So I guess one of the things that's lacking in the tourism department at the Sinhagad Fort would be the ASI's waste management responsibilities. But as I said earlier, they're not charging entry to the place, so it's probably why there's not much of a care into the cleaning up of the site. There's plastic all the way around, which is a bit disappointing. Oh dude, oh whoa, oh baby, you didn't tell me there was caves here. I mean, I kind of already thought there would be. Whoa, it's all basalt, old, very old chisel marks. Oh dude, whoa. All right, give me a sec, guys, to chuck my glasses on and just take this in. So yeah, wow. So I've just had a quick look inside, and I'll show you guys in a minute. But yeah, there's actually caves here, actual like rock cut gufas. Now, I don't know how I'm going to get in. I'll get in through this, so it's a bit difficult and a bit challenging on the other side to get to where I want to get to. So, I hope this footage, oh, this is perfect. There's more than enough lighting in here. So, right off the bat, this is, for all intensive purposes, an ancient rock cut gufa. This is all basalt. Clearly, there's already some sort of aquifer here. Now, this could be a natural body of water, and I suspect there is a ground flow beneath this that comes from somewhere else. Around is stagnant, but you can see the outer squared off section under the mud, so there'll be another pit there. So this is all going to be used for something, and it was clearly abandoned. It's certainly not done. There's been some erosion to the site. A lot of this rock contains what probably is calcite, I assume. Yeah, it's definitely calcite. But yeah, you can see all the etchings wrapping around the entire site. The load-bearing beams, these load-bearing pillars that have been rudimentarily carved, or may in fact have been completely filled in at a particular point in time. And maybe this was to be a temporary structural load-bearing pillar while the excavation still went on inwards. So maybe this was destined to be a temple, maybe seen as a Buddhist temple or a Hindu temple, or a combination of the two, or in some instances a combination of the three with Jainism. Some more pits. Now these don't have water in them, so there's no underwater rock cut channels or underwater reservoirs here, but I certainly think there's one there. And there's also another pit that's been dug. Very, very interesting. So, like I mentioned earlier, some of the other cave sites, some of the other forts, indeed sit in and around these ancient rock cut gufas. So, holy places, I would say. And you can see the rock cut channels as the excavation process had commenced or in the middle of. And I wouldn't be surprised there's a rock cut where that couple is, there's a rock cut channel that runs down and out. So the builders obviously understood that this place would be subject to micro flooding, which you can see here, with the intent to obviously let that water run out during the excavation process. So yeah, this is very unexpected. I said to Manu on the way up, I said, oh, it'd be amazing if we found some caves here. And she already knew, and she did a little sneaky surprise on me, but I thoroughly appreciate it. Oh yeah, okay. So you can see that similarity in the load-bearing style as it's cut off onto the edge. And this would probably eventually be cut out to create this temporary load-bearing beam, maybe during an excavation process, where the ceiling would eventually be removed, much like you see at places like Baja Caves and Aurangabad and stuff like that. So if you haven't seen that footage, definitely check it out on my YouTube channel, because I've taken a lot of videography evidence. I don't know if that's the right word, I do apologize. But anyway, the Srinagar the Sringar Gufa. Very, very cool, very interesting. I don't see any bore cut drill marks, but I see a lot of effort to create something. And that's the main point, is that this place is completely not finished. So who knows? Anyway, moving on.
Be careful.
Gotta take some photos and watch out not to bang my head. So I know I just spoke about bore drill marks and not finding any. Manu was just like pointing. She's like, hey, see? And there's remnants. Incredibly eroded, but remnants of bore drill marks. And there's one there as well. And they're all the way through this channel. And this is obviously all the same original rock that leads into the complex. Wow, okay. Confident that it is the same builders, which is fantastic. I'll take some more photos of some of the bore drill marks. But yeah, very, very cool. I'm glad.
Still.
So we're just at this eating section of the Sinhagad Fort. And I'll show you guys a couple of interesting things. Now this is just amongst people sitting and eating and having kanda, having food. But it's these bodies of water. Now, if you can see, in this aquifer / rain harvesting system, you can see the original markings, the original cuttings. So the basalt rock that has been carved out, that goes all the way down and under, as part of this rain harvesting system that was built here, whoever initially incepted the construction and excavation of the site. And it's not just there, it's also here. Now I assume that there's some connective tissue between these sections. You can see the pillar. Unfortunately there is plastic down there, but yeah, so there's quite a damp area in there, and I've got no idea how this got carved out without them getting back up. So there must be some sort of exiting system, unless they just used ropes and pulleys to get themselves out. I doubt it. I mean, this is a lot of rock in here to haul out. So it's a bit of a bewilderment to me to see this, and I hope it's a bewilderment to you guys. But that's not the only one. There's also one right there. So I'll show that real quick. And then Manu's gone to find the famous pakora at the Sinhagad Fort. So, and right here as well. So there's another body of water and cut, excavated basalt rock. There's some sort of marking there. I can't really make it out, but it looks like an original block that's been positioned with some modern cement wrapped around it. I'll take a photo. Maybe I'll be able to get an image out of it. But yeah, very cool. And this aquifer system runs all the way under us. So it certainly wasn't the British that did it, and it certainly wasn't the Marathas, and it wasn't Aurangzeb's forces, and there's no historical evidence that it was the Rashtrukya Empire. But the same building design, the same structural designs, the bore drill marks is the most interesting thing that I've seen so far. So yeah, that similarity of builders, that similarity of construction workers that have come and carved out these caves, these gufas. An old house. I'll show you guys inside this real quick. Obviously it's abandoned. Obviously the rooms. This would probably be the kitchen, I would say, the cooking area, the living area, and then on the other side would be the bedroom. Huh. Very cool. So we've taken a quick break to get a bite to eat, and Manu took us up to these. Now these are apparently called chupris or jupris, which are like makeshift restaurants, makeshift cafes, and they've got the tarp that runs over the top with the wooden structure. But yeah, we've actually had one meal, and I'm gonna show you guys it again because we're quite hungry. In fact, it was a bit of a trek up here, but yeah, it's very, very cool, and they run down and along for quite some time, and they obviously build into the local economy, you know, the maintenance of the site. So yeah, very cool. So what's this called?
Pithla, bhakri.
Pithla, bhakri. And what's pithla made from?
Gram and lentil. Gram flour and lentil. Yeah.
Okay, let's give this a shot.
Oh, just did you do it? Okay, done.
No. Oh. Hey, why does this always happen to me? Why is there always a dog fight near me?
Yeah, please don't trouble me.
Okay. Let's go right in, I guess. Oh yeah. Oh whoa. This is excellent.
Look at the date.
So we're just waiting for our onion pakora, kanda bhaji, and the spices of
Pithla bhakri.
Pithla
Bhakri.
bhakri. The spices, the dip from the Pithla bhakri is, the chili is in fact having quite a...
After.
That's a dark horse, that one. That's the unexpected one. Oh man. Alright, so we've got our second dish, our kind of first dish, but officially, according to canon, second dish. Kanda bhaji, and it's deep fried onion, essentially, battered and fried
Gram flour.
with gram flour, and it is bloody amazing. And this dip, this hardcore chili salsa that I can't get on the onion, and I might need a bit of assistance with getting the chili. There we go, finally, thank you, Dal. Is this spice which is incredibly hot, but excellent.
And not your dogs. Okay.
Oh, this is a full-on rain harvesting system. Oh, whoa, cool. Whoa. This is nuts. What's this? Oh. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, that's super funky. Oh, whoa. Full on. Another underground aquifer. Man, there's plastic bottles in the bottom. Plastic crap down there. But it's such like picturesque water as well. It's very beautiful. So you can see there would have been ground upon this at some point, and you can see all the rocks have collapsed down into the aquifer below. So this was just sitting here, essentially. This was just under this section of this landmass, of this plateau. And this is what I keep saying. I keep saying these ancient builders knew where to find these like bodies of water. Well, modern builders clearly didn't, at least in this area, because the floor's collapsed and it's been resealed and whatnot, but it's evidently collapsed at some point in the past. But still very, very cool. Okay. Oh, hello. Oh. Hold on, baby. There's a dog here. Hey. Hello. Hello, you're beautiful. Oh, you're gorgeous. I wouldn't want to fuck with you on your worst day, I'll tell you that much. Oh. Okay. Go. Hey, you're going to follow me around? You're going to follow me around? You want to be part of the vlog? I can't pay you anything, alright? I might be able to get you like a snack. Maybe a biscuit. Would you like that? Alright, you're going to stay with me. Come on, let's go. You going to come with? Come on. No? Oh, I'm off on my lonesome again, am I? Okay. She's saying what I'm about to see next, I'm going to love. So she's telling that to me. She's telling that to you. Oh, whoa. Whoa, full on. Oh, dude, what? How do we get down?
We don't.
What do you mean I don't? There's this, oh, dude, the staircase is broken. Dude, this is crazy. This is nuts. This is the one time that I think I can try to conjure up some same energy, is to ask for some financial assistance, in fact, to help me buy a drone, because if I had a drone, I would be able to go down and check out what's in there. But I can't. But in the future I will. I will make that promise to you guys. I already made the promise on Twitter, but I'll make it on the video as well. Alright, well, we've got our own little Tomb Raider. Mum was pretty confident that she can get down here, take some video footage and get back up, and either way I'm here to help her get back up. But yeah, I guess we'll take some footage, and yeah, you'll see it. I might chop it into this video, perhaps. But if it's not chopped into this video, you'll find the footage on Twitter, YouTube community, and Instagram at some point. So bear with me, guys, while Manu gets down and does all the dirty work. Whoa, full on. You can see the chisel marks the same as the other areas, the other caves, the other rain harvesting systems and aquifers and things like that. Whoa, bro, this is mental. This is another massive rain harvesting system. Or maybe possibly destined for something else. I'm not quite clear, but for now it's pretty obvious that it's a rain harvesting system. We're just heading down to a fort here, and Manu just pointed out that on the basalt there's a rock cut ore drill mark. So they're all across this site. Oh. Good evening. You can see the edge of a dovetail clip, or one side of a dovetail clip. You can see that bore drill mark in the stone. I will go back and check that out shortly, but real quick, get a load of this. Whoa, funky, man. Very, very funky. I'm going to work my way down through the inappropriate way. Very cool. Very, very cool. Death's doornail, shoe, walkway. Let's go. Dude, this is friggin' crazy, bro. ASI is not going to get involved until someone falls off here, and I don't think many people, if any people, have fallen off here. Whoa. You can see the elephant statue, the murti, the original structure of the gate is still intact in some way, shape or form, but is surrounded with a bit more modern architecture. You can definitely see some of the old and some of the new in this image, in this lens. It's quite interesting. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Whoa, 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 whoa. This is definitely a bit more treacherous. To the legs, to the kneecaps, to the spine, to the head if you fall in the wrong direction. So I highly recommend that if you come to a place like this, a fort, whether you are in India or whether you are a foreigner, is to make sure that you're not just wearing sandals. That if you are coming to a place that is not really maintained by the Archaeological Survey of India, a lot of the time there's going to be some rough terrain. So bring yourself a pair of boots, because if you don't have a pair of boots you might hurt your ankle, and then you've got to go to the hospital. So I'll do our best to avoid that. All right, so we're almost at the end of the fort.
Did you see this before?
Kya?
Did you see this before?
Oh shit.
Is that proper place of black magic?
Dude, I hope not. Some Gori's gonna pop up out of the bush. He might ask me for he might ask me for a piece of my flesh or manu. No, I'm joking. That's not actually how it works. In case people weren't aware, Agoris just don't go up and try and eat your flesh. They're not vampires or zombies. Okay. All right. So at the final edge of the fort, it's a very interesting structure here. Now, like many of the chakors tend to be quite obvious, I don't think this is a standard chakor. The holes are much bigger. Perhaps you would have a cannon that would run through here and out to shoot over at the horizon, maybe oncoming soldiers towards the fort. If they happen to get up here, this would probably be where we're standing upon. I would say would be what's the phrase that I'm looking for? I do apologize. Like the final bastion to defend, to stop the oncoming forces that would get up to this fort from this direction anyway. So the walls are very thick and robust. There's a solid platform and foundation. And then of course, there's a staircase that runs down. Now, obviously you can see there's a lot of nature here now, but this would have been a flat surface running through a flat floor that would have perhaps had things like ammunition, garments, armaments in general. And you can see right down here is an open floor that essentially broke through into an underground aquifer that's actually under there. Yeah, this is a very, very, very interesting complex. All right. The end to a magnificent evening at a magnificent site, in a magnificent place, in a magnificent moment of time. The Sinhagad Fort, the Lion's Fort. What interesting history and interesting architecture as well. So seeing some gufas there surprisingly was quite a surprise. But yeah, highly recommend it for anyone that has not visited this site before. You do need a whole day. You realistically need a whole day. Because it is a massive site. It's not simply just driving up a hill, you know, and then bang, you're at this fort and it's a small area. No, it's actually quite a massive site. But anyway, enough ranting. Time to end the episode. From me to you, from Manu to you, to wherever you are in the world, I hope you've enjoyed this content, and if you have, shoot me a subscribe, share my video, share my content, leave a comment, and share the love. So good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. And Jai Shri Ram.